Hallo alle zusammen. Es ist Montagabend, 20:30 Uhr und ich bin wieder live. Hier ist Mareike von Irish Whiskies. Und heute habe ich wieder einen Gast aus Irland und heute ist er sogar pünktlich mit da. Ich freue mich sehr. Die letzten Male durfte ich die ersten 5 Minuten hier überbrücken. Und mein heutiger Gast ist Darren von der Blacks Distillery und er stellt sich heute selbst vor, denn er kann ein bisschen Deutsch.
Danke, Mareike. Ja, Darren, mein Name, aus Irland. Ja, bin der Brand Ambassador bei Blacks Distillery und Brauerei in Kinsale, County Cork, also ja, in der Nähe von Cork City in Irland. Und ich freue mich sehr, heute live zu sein, ja, online zu sein.
Great. Thank you very much. So we switch to English.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So but when you are talking German, you have an Austrian accent.
Yeah, I lived in Vienna for quite a while, and my partner, she's from Vienna. So ja, ich kann Deutsch, ich spreche Deutsch oder Wienerisch, sagt man auch in Wien. Yeah, so I can speak a little German, and it's actually quite fun to practice again because from in day-to-day life, I guess it's pretty much all in English. But yeah, to speak German is always fun, and to practice a little bit, or with my Austrian accent, which I guess is funny, but nice at the same time.
That's nice, yeah. And when we are able to do trade shows and you can come over, then you can do everything in German and you can practice your German there.
Das würde mich sehr freuen, Mareike.
Yeah, mich auch. So we have the first ones. Okay, so like every stream, we are welcome you to ask questions, get comments, and we are happy to answer everything. And we have the first one saying hello. Hi Thomas.
Hey.
Tina is auch da. Hello.
Hallo Tina.
And she says your German is very good. So.
Dankeschön.
Sven ist there. Hi.
Hi Sven.
Oh. Michael, hi. Du hast Urlaub, gell? Deshalb kannst du heute zuschauen. Sehr schön. Normally he's watching later then.
Okay, but he's live with us today. Great.
Yes, today he's live with us. Okay, so maybe we start. I was just thinking about when we had the first contact, and I think it's nearly just 1 year ago. I think we started conversation in May last year.
That sounds
right. We met then in July in Kinsale. I really like the city. It's a very, very nice city where you are located. So maybe we should tell the people Blacks is located in Kinsale. And maybe you can talk a bit about, because you said you're a brewery and a distillery, you can maybe talk a bit about what you were doing.
Okay. Well, first of all, Kinsale is a very charming, pretty small place actually, but beautiful in the summertime. We get a lot of tourists. It's by the sea, and very famous for fish, the cuisine. And it's quite picturesque actually. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. And also pretty cosmopolitan. You have people living there from all over the world, which is great. So it brings a very nice international flair, which is really cool actually. And we're situated, we have a brewery and distillery just next to the town of Kinsale, which is, if you're familiar with Cork City, which is in the very south of Ireland, it's the second city in the Republic of Ireland, and Kinsale is about a half-hour drive from Cork City as you move west, or kind of southwest actually, along the coast. So it's really nice. There's a nice harbour there with lots of boats. In the summertime, I like to get my fish and chips and have a little walk along and enjoy the sunshine. We get sunny days as well in Ireland sometimes.
So yeah, you get.
So it's nice. And it's just a really, really cool place to be. And also it's a very nice place to work. The company are great. The Blacks is owned by Magdalene and Sam Black, so it's a couple. They own the business, and I gotta be honest, they're really great to work for and work with. Actually, it's a really, really nice team. And the guys started brewing in 2013. So that's where the business began. So it's pretty new. And they started making beer. It was a pretty, I suppose, organic growth. Sam and Maud were not really brewers or didn't come from a family of brewers, or there wasn't a history really in that. Sam is an engineer from the UK, or was an engineer, and Maudlin was a nurse. I think they met in Australia, from what I can figure out, as a lot of, I suppose, young people, travel, and they met and decided to settle in Kinsale. And Sam really had a passion for brewing, I guess hobby brewing first, but they were interested in the drinks industry a lot, and I suppose Sam's passion brought him into the business. He was supported by Maud as well, and they started to grow, a kind of mamas and papas business, really small family business, and it grew from there. And we started to distill then in 2015 with gin. That's where the kind of story began. Subsequently, we've produced rum, 2 different rums. We have 2 whiskey brands. I think right now one is available in Germany, and we start production of whiskey this year in Kinsale. So it's a really exciting time, and really cool company to work for. To be honest, it's a great job. So I'm very happy.
Great. Yeah, when you were mentioning that you're distilling the gin since 2015, I was remembering that the first time I tried the Blacks gin, we haven't been in contact with you. I think it was 2016 at the Celtic Whiskey Bar in Killarney.
Good bar, very good bar.
That was amazing there, because I went in there and I was like, it was 11 o'clock in the morning, and it was like, okay, wow, so many Irish whiskeys are here. The amount is crazy. And then I was asking for the menu of the whiskeys, and then the man gave me a card about 20 pages, and I said, okay, but someone told me you have a special card. I'm from Germany, I'm selling Irish whiskey. And he said, oh yes, no problem, and gave me a 60 pages card. And I was like, Jesus, it's 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you were starting early, huh?
Then I just ordered a cappuccino.
Very good.
I was sitting down for half an hour studying the menu. And then I had a very old redbreast. And then I saw your gin bottle. And I think I have on here. It looked a bit different in 2015.
It did.
Yeah.
We rebranded the gin about 2 years ago. And I mean, I like the old brand as well, but we just felt that the new bottle was more eye-catching, because it's very important that your bottle, jumps off the shelf. And we added a lot of nice detail. As you have the bottle in your hand there, actually, you can see it's a nice textured label, which is really cool when you have it. So it has, actually, this is an Orden survey map of Kinsale, where we are. So we've kind of built that into the label, which is really cool, which I like. Obviously, our bird is on there as well, which is part of our branding. And the back is really cool. Also, you see the barcode at the back has some waves on it. So that's the kind of, I suppose, part of the maritime theme. We're near the sea. So that's really cool. Signed by Maud and Sam at the back there as well. You can see that. And it has a little story about our gin. I really like it. It's a really cool bottle. And the gin is also, of course, amazing.
Yeah. So maybe we should have a try of the gin, because
try.
Dieter, I think he was watching this gin stream last Thursday, and he said, I'm always on the first row when there is a dram. Maybe. So let's try the gin.
Let's try the gin.
So I won't do a gin and tonic, but I have this beautiful glass here. I won't try it for tonight of this glass, because that might be too big. But I like it. It's a wonderful glass.
Yeah, they're very nice glass. That's true.
I will just use a simple nosing glass.
Sure.
That's fine.
I've got a Blacks glass here, but it's also cool.
Yeah, that's also really nice. I have that for later.
Nice.
Yeah, you have lots of citrus notes.
Absolutely. I mean, in the distillation, we use grapefruit, orange, and lemon peel. So you're getting a lot of citrus, and I think grapefruit is pretty prominent.
that was the one I was, yeah, you have a lot of grapefruit on the
Yeah,
first nose. Yeah.
absolutely. Of course, juniper.
Yeah, of course.
And as you dive into it, then there's a little bit of spice coming and also earthy and floral notes. So it's quite a complex gin, actually.
Yeah, it is. It smells really complex. So it's always, I think it's always nice to try gin neat
That's the
before
first.
doing gin tonic or something.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
You have the
What do you think?
grapefruit. Nice.
Grapefruit is there for sure.
Yeah. A bit of sweet.
There is, which is nice, and a little bit of spice comes as well.
Yeah.
Also, the body, it has quite I suppose, a medium body, I would say. It coats the mouth a little bit, so it's quite nice. Of course, the ABV, it's 42% ABV,
Mm.
so that little bit higher brings a little more volume, a little more flavor as well. It's really nice. Cheers.
Yeah, it's really. So, what do you recommend when you have a gin and tonic to garnish with the grapefruit?
I would garnish definitely with grapefruit.
Yeah.
Regarding tonic, it's really tonic of choice. For me, I go for the traditional Indian tonic. That's what I like to leave
Yeah.
and not too much to leave the gin shine through, but it's a matter of taste. Definitely for the garnish, I would say a pink grapefruit if you can get it.
Mm-hmm.
And what's also very nice if you're into aroma, which I'm very much into aroma, is rosemary.
Oh yeah.
So what I like to do if I'm just cooking at home or whatever in the kitchen on Friday, I'm making some stuff because I love to cook as well.
Yeah.
I normally cut like a wheel of grapefruit, the wheel, and I push
Mm-hmm.
the rosemary through the middle, and it
Okay.
floats on the top of the glass. It's quite nice. So then you get some aroma of both, and that's what I do. But everyone should
Okay.
do what they like best themselves. I always encourage people to experiment, to play with it, find the flavors that they really like themselves. But that's the recommendation for the perfect serve with pink grapefruit and with rosemary if you're feeling fancy.
Yeah. Very nice. Very good. Yeah. So I really like the design of the bottle.
Yeah.
And the taste. So might be perfect gin.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
taste.
Yeah.
Good
I hope
design.
so. I
Yeah.
hope so.
Because you can see it really. You can see it on the shelf when it's standing here in the back. You can
Yeah.
see it. Sometimes the labels are not really good to see when
Mm-hmm.
you are not very close to them.
Sure.
So, and yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, the feel of the
Yeah,
bottle is really
the
good. Yeah.
feel is very nice. Yeah,
And we
yeah.
won a nice award there too. You can see on the London Spirits Competition Silver Medal
Oh yeah,
2019. There's a little sticker there as well. So we were happy. We're very happy with that. We won a nice award last year for the gin. That was great.
yeah. Very good. Very nice. Yeah, yeah. And I think it's the way here you say the adventure begins. So our adventure for tonight began with the Blacks gin.
Fantastic. Yeah, let's see where our adventure takes us because
Yeah, we
we
have
have a
the
few things to
first
try.
question.
Oh,
What kind of bird is that?
good question, Thorsten. It's a crow. Oh my God, what's a crow in German? That's a good question now. I should know that. It's a crow. So the idea with the brand is that Blacks is the family name, which was Sam's name, and Maud's family is called Crowley. And
Okay.
so we brought the idea of the bird. They said, okay, a crow would be good to bring both of the names together because it's a partnership, and I think that was the story behind it. It's a crow, but also I think it also represents aspiration, taking flight. So it's quite representative of, and the crow is going kind of in an upward direction. So hopefully that's the same direction we're going in.
Yeah, that's very nice. And I also don't know the translation of it. Is it
Yeah,
Rabe?
it might be. Could be.
I don't.
I'm feeling like I could Google it now, but yeah, I think I
Yeah,
won't. I'll and maybe
I
we can put it in the comments a little bit later on. I'm sure somebody will, one of our viewers will
no.
know anyway.
I have another idea. Thorsten, let's check out what's... Oh, okay, we have it. Krähe.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Very
you.
nice. All right,
Thank
there
you
we
very
go.
much. Okay.
So,
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that fits. Yeah, that's very nice.
yeah, it is. It's cool, and also on the coast where we are, there's quite a lot of wildlife, especially birds, and so that kind of ties into the authenticity of the story. So it's really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a real story for that, so that's not just a bird on a bottle.
No,
you have a story about that, and that's really nice.
It is.
That's also what Thorsten is saying. That is a cool background story for the name.
Thanks, Thorsten. Yeah, thanks a lot. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah. Okay, so we had the gin, and earlier on you were telling that you set up now the whiskey distillery.
Yes.
So maybe we can talk a bit about whiskey now, and then later we will talk a bit about rum.
Very good. Very good. Okay.
So the people maybe can see in the background the stills. I can show a picture of the stills a bit bigger. People can see it.
There we go. Yeah, looks good.
So when they have been installed?
They arrived this year. I think February or March this year, maybe end of February or March this year. So they're and the installation takes a little while, as you can imagine. Because of the current pandemic, it was a little tricky. The stills were produced in Friuli in Italy. And normally Friuli would send somebody to commission the still for you, but because of the situation with the pandemic, obviously that wasn't possible. So we spent a lot of time, the team at the distillery, doing conference calls, and they can even dial in, to the software to make sure everything is programmed properly. So yeah, we spend I guess last couple of months putting this together. Not me personally, I can't say I did, but the team at the distillery have been working really, really hard to get this everything in order, and we're pretty much ready to go. So we'll be producing hopefully this month new make spirit. So it's really exciting times in Kinsale right now. And I guess just regarding the idea of whiskey, it was always in the plan. I think from Sam and from Maud, it was something they aspired to. And luckily, through our founders club, we were able to raise finance. We've quite a lot of investors, which is great. And the guys, of course, have also put capital into establishing the whiskey distillery. And so we're almost ready to go. So it's really exciting times.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, Thorsten is asking if you just, because you have two pot stills, are you just distilling double or twice?
Yeah, I mean, we will distill twice for sure. There is an option for triple distillation. So with the spirit still, we can distill from the spirit still, and then there's a reflux where we can distill through that still again.
Okay.
So triple distillation is possible, but it's two stills right now, and we will in the future add a third still, I think, as well. That's the plan. But but there are double distilled Irish whiskies on the market now as well, which are great quality. So yeah, I think that's where we'll begin. We'll produce pot still and single malt whiskies. So that's where we will start with. And I guess what's important for us is that the buzzword is innovation. As a small producer, we need to be innovative. We need to concentrate on quality. We need to produce drinks that have character and personality that differentiate us from maybe the more traditional brands, let's say, which are also fantastic. But we need to cut a little niche for Blacks, have our own character and our own style, and that's what we've done in everything. It also is something to do with keeping us interested and motivated and trying to create things, because that's what drives us forward. I guess that's the idea and then the spirit of the company.
Okay, yeah, that sounds really interesting. Tina is asking if there is a visitor center, or if there will be a visitor center. I think you can already visit the distillery.
Yeah, we've had tours for the last I think 4 or 5 years. Right now, of course, we can't get any visitors, but we will for sure again when things let's say get back to the new normal. That we'll definitely have tours, and that's a part of the business which will grow as well as so. Yeah, so Tina, if you're going to visit Ireland in maybe 2021, check us out. And we'd be happy to have visitors.
She's over every year, so she will definitely come. And
Fantastic.
I think it's pretty cool because when we were visiting you, it's not like super duper modern distillery. It's like craft distillery. Everything's done by hand. You can sing there.
That's right.
And that was so cool to see. And I really liked to be there. And hopefully we can be there soon again.
Yeah, definitely.
See the new stills because they haven't been there last year.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So and we were sitting in like a container.
That's right. Yeah.
Whiskey tasting. That was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real authentic experience, and you're right. Everything is made by hand. The bottles are labeled by hand. They're filled. And everything is made with care. So it's really kind of like handcrafted, and when you come to visit as well, you can really talk to the people. Normally, the owners of the company are there every day. The people who are in production. And of course, okay, there's a bit of a tour feel. You can be guided around, and there's, of course, you get story and to taste some of the products and what have you. But it's a real nice, and it's also great to build it into your maybe part of your holiday or your vacation. If you're coming, definitely you should come to visit Kinsale. Definitely you should come and see our distillery, and it's just it's fun. It's really, I guess that's part of what we're about. It should be fun and interesting for the people as well,
Yeah, really good. So maybe as we have been talking now about the stills and that you will be distilling maybe next week or in the next weeks, but you have already a whiskey. You mentioned that earlier.
We do.
And this is, I have it here. There's also the nice bird on the bottle. Blacks Irish whiskey.
Yes.
And this one is available in Germany now. And I told you before that's really not an Irish whiskey from whom you expect that this is an Irish whiskey, because it's not fruity, it's not really smooth, it's not really sweet, it's totally different, and I really like that.
Well, this is great. This is great. First of all, it's great you like it, and we like it as well. I suppose to tie into the story I was telling earlier on, it's important for us that we create something which is original and which stands out from the crowd. Of course, it has to be good quality. Of course, it has to taste great. And of course, the bottle has to look well. Everything has to be tip top. But it's important also that we're original in what we produce. And I think this is a really original whiskey. It's very accessible on the one hand, but on the other hand, it has nice complexities and nice original aromas and flavors, which are exciting. It's a really, I suppose, interesting drink, very tasty drink. I really like this one, I have to say. I can't lie. It's really, really good. And maybe not so upfront with the kind of dried fruit flavors. There's also a little touch of smoke in there. So we do finish the whiskey in a really extra dark charred cask. So it's really burned inside. And I think this character comes through. So it's not so smoky like maybe peated whiskey, but it has just little touch of barbecue wood or something like that. We were talking earlier on, and you mentioned maybe smoked bacon or something like that.
Yeah, it's like my when I was a child, my granddad bought salami, and
Okay.
then he did it in the basement down, and then like for some weeks, and
Yeah,
then the room smelled like the whiskey. So this really smoked bacon salami. I don't know.
sure.
I yeah. I have a smell on that, and I'm feeling like a child. So it's
This is good. This is good.
yeah,
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I think that with aroma, especially, sometimes it conjures up, memories. Maybe it was hopefully it was a happy time, and this one definitely has smoke, but there's also some savory notes in there. A little bit of fruit, but not too
yes,
much
it,
fruit. A
yeah.
little bit, but not too much fruit. A little bit of fruit on the nose.
I think you
Oh,
get something like maybe a fresh green apple or a bit citrus. So a very, very tiny bit of fruit.
tiny bit of fruit. I think in
Yeah,
our tasting notes we called it orchard fruit,
yeah,
um, which is there. Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of and there's a touch of dried fruit, but nothing crazy. Like really light.
yeah.
I thought it was maybe prunes or something like that, a little bit, or dates, but nothing too intense.
No,
And there's a little sweetness as well,
yeah,
a little
yeah,
sweetness in the
yeah,
nose,
yeah.
which is nice. Okay, I'm going to try.
Yeah,
Cheers, everybody.
cheers.
If you're having a drink at
Sláinte.
home, sláinte,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
it's really good.
It is a kind of smooth, but you have the smoke, you have lots of complex notes. And I have to say, because the price point for this whiskey here in Germany is amazing. We sell it for 33 euros. And I think it's an amazing whiskey for this price point. So maybe we can tell the people in which casks it was matured. Maybe you can
Sure,
do that.
sure. So obviously it's a blended whiskey. It would have some of the whiskey would have spent time in Oloroso sherry, some in bourbon. Um, the blend was produced then for us, and it was finished in an extra dark char cask, as I mentioned, a ex bourbon extra dark char cask. So as you would expect, there are some sweet kind of vanilla notes, which is coming from the bourbon side. Um, Not so much floral. I don't get a lot of floral there in it,
No,
but maybe green apple, as you mentioned, and a little bit citrusy, which is maybe more from the Oloroso sherry side as well. And of course, the smoke from the extra dark char and the color. We shouldn't forget the color as well. It's taken on a really dark color. So we were very happy with that. So yeah, there you go. That's about as dark as it's going to get, I guess.
yeah, and
But
there's no color.
no color, just what's absorbed from the wood from the cask. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's again an innovative, fun, and great price point, and really interesting for people who are interested in trying different styles and different varieties, and who are curious about different Irish expressions of Irish whiskey. This is one to try. Maybe you'd
yeah,
be pleasantly surprised. I think you would be.
yeah, it is. But I have one question. You call
Sure.
it Black OPS. What's the
Yes.
OPS?
So black ops is what's the right way to say this now? Ops is like a abbreviation for operations. So when the it's kind of taken from military terminology,
Okay.
and when they're doing this kind of like undercover operations, let's say, they call it black ops. So like
Ah,
so,
okay.
so this is where the idea comes from. So I guess it's a play on words, something like that. So
Okay.
yeah, there you go. So that's the idea
Okay.
behind it. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So, and I have here batch number 1, bottle 852. So how many bottles are normally in a batch? Do you know that?
I'm not sure how many were in this batch. I guess a couple
Yeah.
thousand bottles,
Okay.
for small batches like that. So If you can get a low number, maybe hang on to it. It could be worth something considering it's the first batch. If you're a collector, I'd say less than 2,000 bottles of this one were filled.
So my bottle is open, so
well,
I drink it.
Mine is too. I'm gonna drink it too. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, Tina is asking, how old is the whiskey?
So it's blended. It's going to be less than 5 years old. The whiskey's inside there,
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Thorsten says, I don't like action movies, so she does not know. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. If you're into this kind of like action movies or even computer games with this kind of military operations, then that's kind of the terminology they use. But it's just for fun. It's just a fun term, That's all.
So your neighbor is also watching. Connor is here.
Hi, Connor. Hi. How's it going? Yeah, he's a neighbor of ours. Good guy and very knowledgeable fellow about spirits. So he's good neighbor of ours, good guy. Hope you're doing well, Connor.
His knowledge about Irish whiskey is amazing. So
yeah, he's a good guy, absolutely.
Okay, so I will need to watch more. Maybe my husband is sometimes watching those military movies. Maybe I should watch with him and not sleep or work or something like that.
Maybe one time at least, give it a try and see what you think,
Yeah. I think it's more grain whiskey than single malt whiskey. All right.
There's a mixture of both in there for sure, but there's grain whiskey in there too. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I really like it. And I think when you have it in your glass, the smoke does not go away. It comes out more.
Yeah.
Normally it's the other way around.
Sure.
But here, I think maybe from the recharged cask, it's very nice.
Just hanging around there, the little touch of smoke. But it's really nice, and it adds an extra level of complexity to the whiskey, so that's cool.
That's good. So I have another question. Because you're a brewery, and I tasted lots of your beers last year.
I remember sure.
That was amazing. I know when we left, you gave us so many beers, and we were just some days left in Ireland, so we drank a lot of beer in the remaining days in Ireland.
Fantastic.
And tasted everything, and we really liked your beers. So, do you have an idea if you will finish also your whiskeys in beer casks?
Well, it's a big secret, but I guess I could, let you in on a little bit of information. Absolutely will. Will. And I'm ironic in saying big secret. I guess it makes a lot of sense,
of course,
to try to produce interesting products. I would imagine we'll begin with stout, probably, age some casks with stout in there. It matches very nicely to the whiskey, this kind of roasty flavors. We produce a really nice imperial stout, which is brewed with chocolate and vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
It's called World's End, which there were a lot of jokes about it because of the coronavirus. It's a good beer to drink now, but anyhow, this is a kind of a beer which is it's award-winning beer. We're very proud of it, and it has a lot of flavor. So I think that one is definitely something we would think about in the future for doing a finish in a beer cask. But you can do a lot of things. IPA is possible, of course, as well, to maybe try and get a little bit more of this kind of floral citrus note coming through. Of course, it depends on the style of whiskey as well. So you really have to try to match the flavors, that you get a nice balance. But we will do it for sure. And what's also possible is to finish some whiskeys in rum barrels too.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of options there. It's going to be a lot of fun in the future, producing exciting products. Hopefully, you'll see them in Germany as well. That'd be great.
Of
If
course.
if people are interested, we're
Yeah.
definitely 100% interested as well. So yeah, that's the plan. But right now it's early stages. So yeah, that's where we're at with that one.
So we have more questions and comments. Maybe when we are here at the beer, what style of beers are you doing at brewery?
What style of beer? Yeah, well, we're pretty much an ale orientated brewery. So hauptsächlich obergärige Biere. That's, I think, the right pronunciation in German. So the top fermenters. So we do IPAs, pale ales, in lots of different styles. American styles, English styles. That's mostly what we do. We produce lager as well, actually, gluten-free lager, which is a really cool one. From time to time, we do some sour beers as well. So kind of like the Belgian sour beer styles. And we do a lot of creative stuff. Actually, we were just canning some new beers. So in a can pretty soon we'll have, which is very popular right now, is New England IPA, which is very cloudy, very fruity, and not so bitter. And also
Sounds like I would like it.
Maybe, yeah. You should. We could send
like
you some cans, and you can let us know if you like them.
Yeah.
And also we did a Radler actually today as well.
Oh,
A grapefruit Radler, yeah. So that was interesting one too.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So in the summertime, normally we create small batches of new beers, probably about every 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks. And then through the whole year, I mean, our flagship beer brand is Kinsale Pale Ale, as it says, made in Kinsale, and that's a multi-award-winning beer as well. We won at the World Beer Awards last year the best American-style pale ale brewed in Ireland. So that was a really cool one. And we're going to continue with the, I suppose, commitment to quality in everything we do. This is the most important thing,
Yeah.
So that's something about the beers we do.
Yeah, lots of styles. So
absolutely.
Yeah, Michael, sounds like a beer tasting would be nice too. Yeah.
Next time, or maybe we could do a beer and whiskey pairing, something like that in the future. Let's see what happens.
Yes, maybe, yeah, of course. And Thorsten is going back to whiskey. What do you think about finishing in a red ale?
I think it's definitely possible. Red ale is a very smooth and kind of malt forward style, not so hoppy, and not so roasty. But yeah, it's definitely doable. We actually produce a beer seasonally, which is like a red IPA. So it's almost a fusion between a red ale and an IPA. So it has this kind of malt character, the sweeter malt character, red in color, and some hoppiness. That could be an option. But yeah, I think it could be a good idea, and you could maybe drink your pint of red ale and have a little whiskey that's finished in the red ale cask as well. That would be nice experience. Would be good fun.
Yeah, Thorsten will come over next year and try everything, and then
yeah, Thorsten, you and me should be friends. I think we're going to get on well. I can bring you down and do a little tasting, and we can go to the pub afterwards if you want as well. That'd also be very cool.
Thorsten is often helping us on trade shows, and he's doing tastings for us. So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm in Germany, then next time hopefully I can catch up and we can get to know each other. Would be nice.
Yes. So Tina is asking, if Whiskey Life in Dublin is happening in the end of November, will you be there with your products?
As far as I know, it's possible that this won't happen this year. If it happens, we will be there with our products.
Yeah.
Ich fürchte nein. I don't think it's going to happen this year. Maybe, but I doubt it, because this idea of large groups of people getting together is probably going to be next year.
Yeah, in Germany they're opening up more at the moment, but we also don't know what will happen and if there will be trade shows in autumn or anything like that. So I think we all have to look what happens in August, September, something like that, and then we can decide. But if Whiskey Life will be you and your products will be there.
I would say 99.9% yes.
Okay, really good. Then Tina will come and visit you and taste your products.
Super.
So, Thomas, it is possible to taste it at the brewery. The beer. He's talking about the beer.
In general, it is. So the way it is in Ireland right now, we sell a ticket for the tour, and included in the price of the ticket is a tasting of beers, and maybe some whiskey as well. Who knows? If you're nice to your tour guide, then it's generally possible. Yeah. So the answer is yes.
Very good. So, okay, you have a new friend. Thorsten comes over and drinks a lot of beer and whiskey with you.
Fantastic.
So, Kevin, the Irish guy in Germany. I remember the first time I had Blacks IPA in Dino's Chipper restaurant in Kinsale. A lovely duo.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hi, Kevin. Yeah, they have our beers in bottle there. That chipper is still going. I think they've just actually reopened now for delivery and for takeaway, so they're going well. And yeah, the beers match really well with the fish and chips. So if you're going to Kinsale, that's definitely something I'd recommend. And thanks for supporting, Kevin. Yeah.
And Claudia. Oh, Claudia is planning to be over in Ireland in September. Claudia, my fingers are crossed. Will you be open in September if you're allowed?
That's the answer. If we're allowed to be open, then we're open. But right now, there are no guarantees. So let's keep our fingers crossed. What I would say is, if you don't follow us on Facebook or Instagram or any of the social channels already, maybe click the follow button or like button there, and you can see what's going on. And once we're open, we're going to share all the information there. That's the best way to keep an eye on what's happening in Blacks.
Yeah, it's a really interesting page on Facebook and Instagram. I really like to follow you and to see how everything's developing, and so I can just recommend that.
Thanks a lot.
So Thorsten is happy.
Great.
Yeah, Tina, let's see what will happen. So, and Luna just joined us. Hi Luna. So Blacks is available in Germany just since about a week. And Blacks is a distillery and brewery. So normally we are talking about the whiskey at the moment. But from the whiskey, we went to the beer. But the beer is not available in Germany.
Not yet. We're working on it.
We're working on it. Yeah, we were just starting with the more easy products to be on the market, because beer, I think we have to put on more regulations. So we work on it, and then we do beer tasting. And when I do a beer tasting, that will be funny.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah,
that should be good.
Kevin, just give you a comment. If I get a chance to get back to Carrigaline later in the year, I hope to pass by. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. If you're back in Carrigaline, just shoot us a message on Facebook Messenger, and just as a little reminder that we'd had a chat on the live stream. And absolutely, be happy to meet you and show you around.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so are you planning to release more whiskey this year? So any special releases, or is there anything planned at the moment?
Right now, I would say we'll release a product which is a bit younger. So maybe we'll send you some new make spirit to try, and we can have a conversation about tasting that. That's possible. Of course, maybe some kind of poutine product is also possible.
Mm-hmm.
So those things we're at the discussion stage right now about where we're going with that. Of course, it depends on the market also, because the busier we are and the more opportunity there is to do business, then there's more demand for new products. So, but whiskey, there's nothing fixed for whiskey quite yet. So that's kind of where we are with it. But yeah, we're always kind of looking to innovate and create new things. So if I know the company I work for, we'll definitely have a new spirit product this year. What it's going to be exactly, I'm not sure, but I'll keep you in the loop, Marika. What's happening? We'll stay in touch on that one.
And just to mention, the Germans really like single cask whiskies with special finishes, maybe like a stout finish or something like that. I know that I speak for the people now who are watching us at the moment.
All right. Okay.
Or a rum finish. I know Thomas Gockel really likes rum finish. So
I
just to mention.
Yeah. Good to know. Thanks for the tip. That's one we'll definitely think about for the German market,
Maybe we can think about something like that. Yeah. And then maybe we can move from the whiskey to the rum because we have 2 more rums to go.
We do.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Which one would you like to try first?
Maybe let's start with the spiced rum.
Okay, let's try the spiced rum.
I also really like the labels of the rum.
Yeah, we commissioned some artwork from a French artist because we wanted something creative for the rum. It has a real pirate theme, I suppose.
Yeah.
Again, it ties into the whole maritime idea, where we are is by the sea. So yeah, and the rum story is an amazing one, really, because we're the first distillery to produce rum in Ireland, which is commercially available. And it again, coming back to our kind of core identity about being creative and innovative, this is something that we really wanted to do. I can remember speaking to Sam about, what his inspiration was. And I mean, quite honest and simple answer was, he's like, I love rum. It's great. I love to drink it. And and let's do it. Why not? So that's the fun part. Of course, there's a lot of work goes behind to source the materials. For our rums are produced from Guatemalan molasses. Obviously, we don't grow sugarcane in Ireland, so that's I suppose the first part. And then we went about fermenting, distilling, and barrel aging rum in Kinsale. So it was a real adventure because we had distilling knowledge, we had an idea of the product we wanted to produce. Of course, we were looking at rums that were in the market and comparing to maybe Caribbean rums, South American rums, trying to understand how we could achieve the flavor profile. But also, it was important that the rum had distinctive Irish flavor, if you like, as well. So that was the idea behind it. We decided to make a spiced rum, again, because it was fun. And I think we came up with a really unique and cool product. So for the curious customer, I suppose, it's a really cool one.
Yeah.
The first Irish rum, the spiced rum, was the first one we produced. And yeah, it's spicy. It's really spicy.
Yeah. But maybe before we try, there are already some questions. So just one comment from Tina. I follow you on Twitter. I hope that's also a good way to get to know information.
It is. Yeah. It is. We're very active on Twitter as well. So yeah, thanks Tina for following us on Twitter. And yeah, we post a lot of information there weekly. So you can see what's going on in Kinsale, keep an eye on our story, and yeah, we'll keep you up to date.
Yeah. Very good. And Luna is asking, how is the approach distilling rum different from distilling whiskey?
Well, the approach, I suppose, at the beginning is not too different in the idea of a concept and the idea of trying to produce a new product. A lot of things, of course, are the same, labeling, bottling, and some of the process in the production. There's a barrel aging stage as well. The biggest difference, this is my opinion, I guess, the legislation around whiskey is much more controlled. I mean, there's a lot of and which is great. From an Irish whiskey perspective, there are a lot of rules you have to follow. There are certain processes which you have to have in place. There's certain things that you have to do, which is great. Rum allows for a little bit more creativity, but the process is not hugely different. I suppose from a production perspective, this rum, both our rums were produced in a column still. The whiskey which we will start to produce now, moving forward, will be produced in a pot still. So that will be a difference in the production style, the technology we use. But the raw material obviously is different as well. But the processes are similar. Like the chemistry is quite similar, and yeah. So there you go. That's my idea about it.
And Thorsten is asking if all the rum is bourbon barrel aged.
No, all the rum isn't bourbon barrel aged. The golden rum was finished in an ex-bourbon barrel, which also previously had single malt Irish whiskey in it, and the spice rum was aged in virgin oak.
Yeah. Okay. So let's try the spice rum.
Okay, let's give it a whirl.
So, yeah, I think this one, it's very smooth. You have lots of vanilla. You have good sweetness, toffee.
That's right. Toffee, spices. Caramel, spices like cinnamon, clove.
Yeah.
Vanilla, as you said.
Yeah, I think this is something you can sit down and sip and sip and sip and just drink it.
Yeah, it's a real great sipper. It's quite a warming drink. I mean, in the wintertime, I definitely would just sip it neatly. In the summertime, maybe I'm going to put some ginger beer or a wedge of lime inside. That can also work, you know?
Okay.
So,
would also work ginger ale or just ginger beer?
I prefer ginger beer. The spiciness is nice. Some ice cubes, squeeze of lime, maybe 2 wedges of lime, because I like lime. I like some acidity, but that's just my taste. That's fun. But also you could drink it neat, sip it. It's very, very nice. And it would work very well with the stout, probably, actually. You know, big body stout. Yeah, why not? You know, there are some coffee notes.
That's interesting.
Yeah, some coffee notes as well in the rum.
Yeah,
could work nicely. You know, that would be something I would recommend.
When you say coffee notes, maybe you can use it for Irish coffee.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
Absolutely, you could. Why not make a coffee in Irish coffee style? Use some rum instead of whiskey. You definitely could do that. Yeah, I mean, it's very versatile because it does have, of course, this little bit of Irish flair. I mean, you know, it's absolutely there. But there's also some savory notes there as well.
Yeah.
I get a little bit of chili, a little bit of smoke. So
it's very nice to drink neat. But what I also, when we go to coffee, I could imagine is in summer to have like a cold brew coffee, this rum,
that's a great idea.
Cubes, and
that's
maybe
a great
some
idea.
lime. I think
that's a great idea. That could really work. That's a great idea. Yeah, I mean, I love cold coffee. I think cold brew for sure. Yeah, why not? Okay, I'm gonna try it as well. You've given me an idea there. That's great.
Yeah. I sometimes I get really good ideas during these live streams.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's great. Bit of inspiration from the rum.
Yeah, that's really nice. So Thorsten is asking, are there plans to distill rum and the pot stills as well?
Right now there are no plans, but I would say yes, we will do it.
Yeah.
Right now our concentration is on whiskey from the pot stills, but I think we will. I can't guarantee, but yeah, it would make sense. So yeah, Thorsten, keep your eyes out for that. Maybe we'll do it in the future. Again, we'll put it on social media, and if we do, for sure, we'll send some to Germany as well. So don't worry.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah, so this is a very nice drink to sit down with when we are more allowed to sit down with some friends, drink together. Very nice.
With actually with chocolate could also be really nice.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Chocolate
Yeah.
with orange or some quite high percentage cocoa chocolate, maybe 70% or more, would also be
Yeah.
very, very nice pairing. Mm,
Claudia,
great.
I was waiting for that comment because Claudia, I know she loves cold brew.
You've got good taste, Claudia.
Yeah,
I like
Claudia,
cold brew too.
try it. Try it. The room is on the way. Yeah. Yeah, really nice. So we had the spiced rum now,
We did.
and Thorsten was asking about the bourbon barrel aged rum. So maybe we should move forward to the golden rum.
Let's do it.
And this is also, that's the same label, but gold. So I show you. Here it is. Everything gold.
It's very bling bling.
Yeah, but I like it.
I like it as well. Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Our bird is on there, of course, like always.
Oh, the bird. Yeah, it's on the top.
It is.
Well,
Yeah.
there it is. I was searching it. Yeah. Okay. So the bird is on every product.
Has to be there.
And why? I don't know the English word. Zahnräder. Why does it have these?
Cogs.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like things are in motion.
Okay.
So again, it's
One
about
to each
motion
other.
and moving forward, and things are progressing, and it's also a little bit of production and the industry of
Yeah.
producing spirits. So this is the idea, I guess, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Very good. Okay. Now the golden rum.
Mm.
Oh, Kevin is asking again about the bird. We just said that at the very beginning, so maybe you can just repeat it for the people
Sure.
who just joined us.
So the bird, Kevin, is a crow, and that's part of the brand. Blacks is the family name from Maud and Sam Black, so it's Sam's family name, and Maud's surname is Crowley. So the first part is crow. So that's why they took the bird, but it also, I think, signifies the kind of the bird is soaring. So I guess it's moving upwards, which is the direction we want to move to. And also it's a little bit of the representation of the wildlife and the birds which we have on the coast in Kinsale, as you know well. So yeah, that's where the brand story comes from.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. I think that's a very nice story.
Yeah, it's cool, and it's real. So there you go.
Yeah. So here you have it on the nose at first the bourbon barrel. You have this
Absolutely.
vanilla note. Yeah. And rum sweetness.
Lovely. Again, vanilla and caramel a little bit.
Yeah. A tiny bit of spice, but not too much.
Yeah, there's a little hint of spice, I guess, picked up from the wood, but not in comparison to the spice rum. Obviously, not as intense on the spicy notes. Very smooth, actually. Yeah. Very, very smooth, very round.
Yeah.
Coats the mouth very nicely. Very, very, very tasty. Very, very tasty rum. I really like this one as well. Maybe not as intense as the spice rum is, which you would expect, but also plenty of flavor.
I think this is a rum where you need a bit more time.
Sure.
You need to enjoy it. You figure out the aromas, Oh yeah, Kevin, oh, we totally forgot. The ABV of the rum is 40%
That's right.
from both, and from the whiskey it is 43%.
43,
Yeah,
correct.
we
And the
forgot
gin is
to say that.
42.
Yeah. Um, Torsten, how old is the rum?
So the rum is about 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so in the category which we won the award for the golden rum, it was under 5 year old aged rum. So it's about 4 years old. As we
Mm-hmm.
mentioned earlier on when we were discussing, we won an award for our golden rum this year in the World Rum Awards for golden rum distilled in a column still younger than 5 years. So we're
And you
really,
won
really
gold.
we won
Yeah.
gold for that. So we were really surprised actually, and of course delighted. Um, we wanted to send the product into the competition, um, just to see how it would go actually, and we were delighted that we got the confirmation that the what we're producing is good, because we thought it was good. Actually, we really like all our products because we wouldn't release them if we don't really have a
Yeah,
love for them,
yeah, of course. Yeah.
But it's always nice to get some recognition from your peers, from independent judges, and yeah, so it was great, and yeah, hopefully we'll continue to win many more. But it was, yeah, fantastic news. So we're really, really happy.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, and I think it's a really nice rum. And maybe we shouldn't not forget that it is distilled in Ireland, so it's an Irish rum.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. And it's finished in a barrel which was previously used to mature single malt whiskey in
Hmm.
ex-bourbon barrels. So if you're a whiskey lover, as I guess if you're Irish whiskies fan,
Yeah.
then this is also a product which is, I'm sure, very, very
Yeah.
interesting for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really
Definitely.
like it. I really like it. It's actually beautiful sipping rum as well.
Yeah. This is it's a really nice product, and but I think this one you're just doing small releases, the golden rum.
That's correct. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we only produced quite a small amount. We have more golden rum maturing right now, but it's not quite ready. But we
Yeah.
will have more. So if you want to get some of the first batch, if you're into it, you better buy quick because it could be
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah. So we have the first batch here in Germany. That's really good.
Absolutely.
And yeah, but you recommend to drink it with cola. I wouldn't drink it with cola.
Sure. I mean, the idea we have with most of our drinks is that it's everyone's preference is
Yeah,
different.
of course. Yeah.
And my own, I suppose, love for rum started in Cuba. I had the chance to visit Cuba about, I guess, about 10 years ago now. Must have been like 10 years ago. My girlfriend that time, my partner now, she was studying in Cuba, writing a thesis. Lucky her.
Hmm.
So I said, okay, I'm coming to visit, and we of course we tried out some of the local rums, and what was typical was Cuba Libre, of course, or
Yeah.
Mojito.
Yeah,
And
of
so
course.
that was where my love for rum, I suppose, started, definitely developed anyway.
Yeah.
um but these two, you can drink them neat as well, or you could
Yeah.
put an ice cube if you like ice cubes. Great. I personally am not an ice cube guy, but I prefer to sip it neat. But again, it's about your taste. If you don't want to put cola in, then there's
That's
no
fine.
problem. Don't
Yeah,
don't put
I
the
think
cola in.
that's the point of more point of a whiskey drinker, because I also don't put cola in my whiskey.
Me neither.
Um, and I think when you drink high end whiskey, something like not a supermarket whiskey,
Sure.
you don't want to mix it. And when you have a good room, maybe you also don't want to mix it.
Sure,
I,
sure.
I think you also recommended with ginger ale or something. I think for summer that will work very nice, but you can drink it very good neat. And yeah, so you have both ways how you can drink it.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I would recommend try it neat first without anything. And
Yeah.
if you're very happy with it like that, fantastic. That's personally how I like drink rum and whiskey as well. But also I keep an open mind, and sometimes I like to try and make some cocktails at home. Why
Yeah.
not? Why
Yeah.
not?
Of course. Yeah. So Thomas says Kinsale is planned for the next trip to Ireland, but to taste the whole range, you need more than one day.
You gotta stay for a weekend. You gotta stay for a weekend. Then no, I mean one day. If you're just tasting, you could taste in one day. Now,
Yeah.
if you want to
And
drink, this
he
is maybe a
always
different
has a
story.
driver. He always has a driver. So he's fine because his girlfriend does not drink alcohol. So there's
He's
no
well prepared.
excuse.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
absolutely not. Then you've got to come and visit again. If you're coming, just shoot us a message on Facebook Messenger, and we'll be happy to show you around. And yeah, if you want to stay for a day, we'll do our best to make sure you can taste everything in one day. If you're staying longer, well then you're staying
Come
longer.
back.
Then.
Yeah. Very good. So I think we were talking about all the products. We were talking about the
Yeah.
distillery, about the brewery. Is there anything we forgot?
Is there anything we forgot? I suppose we covered pretty much everything. I'm looking forward, hopefully, to come and visit you guys in Germany as well when things open up. So if
Yeah.
there are trade shows or trade fairs happening at the end of the year, hopefully, or if it's next year, then it's next year. Then I'm definitely happy to come by and ja, mit euch ein bisschen Deutsch reden auch. Wäre
Ja,
schön in Deutschland, ne?
auf jeden Fall.
Ja,
Sehr schön.
ja.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So I think there are no more questions. I think we answered all the questions. And yeah, then I would like to say thank you. Thank you for taking your time.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
Yeah, giving us an introduction to Blacks Brewery and Distillery. And of course, thank you to all viewers and for all the ones sending comments and questions. And
thanks, guys.
Yeah, so everything is available in Germany on irish-whiskies.de. You get a 5% discount until Wednesday using the code BLACKS.
Cool.
And you get 5% on all the products. And I wish you all a very nice week. And I will be back on live stream on Thursday for Irish whiskey for beginners. That's my theme on that. Yes. Oh, there is one more question. In the future, would you consider producing infused rums?
Would we consider? Yeah, we consider everything. I think it's not in the plan right now, but it's possible. Yeah, we're always looking to produce innovative products. So yeah, why not? I mean, you can definitely infuse rum with a lot of different flavors. So yeah, Simon, it's definitely something we consider in the future, but there's no fixed plan right now.
Okay, very good. Okay, so thank you very much for watching us. Thank you for your time, and stay healthy, everybody, and see you soon online. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.